Hello guys, today I'm going to share an interesting story which will pique your interest. Our tale unfolds with a perplexed boy awakening, exclaiming with a "huh?" as he questions whether he's now within the very game he was immersed in. Delving into a flashback that spans 3 years, we discover that this boy is Korin Lok, who had somehow taken possession of a character in the game, Heroic Legend of Arhan. The game, renowned for its perilous events within an academy setting and the looming threat of an apocalyptic climax, becomes the canvas for Korin's unexpected journey. Despite the grandiosity of the game's narrative, Korin, recognizing himself as a mere extra, an NPC relegated to a beginner quest, remains oddly sanguine. He believes that if the story adheres to the game's script, all issues will be neatly resolved. As Korin contemplates the starting point, he shifts his focus to the main character, Park Seo, destined for fame and fortune. However, an intriguing twist unfolds as Park Seo, seemingly immersed in the game, expresses a craving for sweet potatoes and Sprite. This seemingly innocuous desire raises eyebrows, for Sprite is a non-existent entity within the game's universe, injecting an element of uncertainty into the narrative and leaving Korin Lok and the readers questioning the nature of reality within the gaming realm. The dynamic between Park Seo and Korin Lok unfolds with a shared determination for self-preservation and efficiency. Despite their differences, both acknowledge the privilege bestowed upon Seo as a player character, evident in his access to a stat window. Interestingly, Seo, a regular person, finds himself in the uncharted territory of a game he's never played before, relying on Korin's extensive knowledge. As they navigate this virtual realm, Korin, the seasoned player, guides Seo in optimizing his character, emphasizing the importance of intelligence stats and a crucial upcoming skill book. Korin's mastery of Heroic Legend of Arhan proves invaluable, promising a significant advantage for their journey. Suddenly, a rabid dog lunges at Korin, prompting a swift response from Seo, who eliminates the threat and saves his newfound companion. Their synergy becomes evident as Korin, not one to shy away, also joins the fray. In this moment, a partnership forms, Korin with his encyclopedic knowledge of the game and Seo with his player privileges, including the stat window and player system. This duo, blending expertise and in-game advantages, sets the stage for a promising alliance. Korin envisions a future where they can save countless lives, prevent the impending apocalypse, and find a way back to Earth. The narrative is poised for an epic adventure with this unlikely but formidable team. The camaraderie between Park Seo and Korin Lok deepens as Seo generously hands over a potent potion. Korin is impressed, likening it to a low-class elixir. However, amidst the action, Korin's mind drifts to a rather unexpected concern: the gender composition of their party. Frustrated, he bemoans the fact that everyone in this virtual world is male, lamenting the absence of the diverse heroines and dating simulator features that initially captivated him. Reflecting on the choices made by Seo, Korin realizes that the party has unintentionally become an all-male affair. His discontent is palpable, questioning why the group had to consist of gross, sweaty guys. This deviation from the original charm of the game triggers a recollection of pivotal moments: the death of the Sword Emperor's granddaughter, and the mysterious disappearance of Mariette, the first stage final boss. The narrative takes a darker turn as Korin recognizes the game's plot straying from its intended path. Most intriguingly, Korin's suspicions extend beyond the game's storyline. He questions Seo's thought process, personality, and most significantly, his real-world identity. The once unquestionable trust in his virtual ally now seems to be wavering as Korin contemplates the discrepancies between the game's narrative and Seo's actions, both in-game and potentially outside of it. The plot thickens as uncertainties loom on the horizon, adding an intriguing layer of mystery to their journey. The plot thickens as Korin Lok stumbles upon a shocking discovery: Mariette Dunilev's staff, belonging to one of the game's heroines, is found in what appears to be Park Seo's underground inventory. Korin, astonished, follows Seho and confronts him, likening the hidden chamber to an inventory. It becomes evident that these items are not isolated incidents. They are remnants of characters who went missing as the game progressed, including Alicia. In a jaw-dropping moment, Korin finds Mariette herself in a large tube, sparking a mix of awe and horror. Seho's nonchalant response to Korin's presence raises suspicions. Seho admits to capturing Mariette, justifying it by deeming her a demon and asserting the efficient use of her blood as potions. The revelation that Korin has unknowingly consumed Mariette's blood is met with disgust, nearly causing him to vomit. Seho, unapologetic, defends his actions, detailing the effort he invested in capturing Mariette. Korin, grappling with shock and moral repulsion, questions the motive behind such ruthless actions. The once trusted partnership takes a dark turn, leaving Korin to grapple with the unsettling truth about Seho's intentions and the ethical implications of their virtual adventure. The narrative reaches a critical juncture, laden with moral ambiguity and the unraveling of hidden agendas. The shocking revelation leaves Korin Locke reeling as Park Seho unabashedly lays bare his true intentions. Seho confesses to manipulating the game's narrative for efficiency, criticizing Korin's approach of trying to save people and avoiding lethal confrontations with characters like Jaeger and Lark. He justifies using characters as mere pawns, emphasizing the efficiency of his ruthless methods. Korin, betrayed and astounded, grapples with the realization that Seho is not the inexperienced player he claimed to be. Seho nonchalantly brushes off Korin's inquiries about the extent of his actions, further deepening the sense of deception. As the truth unfolds, Korin witnesses the extent of Seho's inhumanity. Seho proudly declares his kill count, aiming for 100,000, casting him as a remorseless monster. Korin, unable to comprehend the magnitude of Seho's actions, denounces him as a monster. Seho, unapologetic, challenges Korin's moral stance by pointing out that they've both contributed to the death toll, as the NPCs they've killed were, in essence, part of the game. Korin, however, defends his actions, arguing that those he eliminated were irredeemable villains attempting to bring about the end of the world. The confrontation escalates as Korin questions Seho's seemingly illogical choices, such as taking an Odachi as a mage and creating a blood farm instead of using conventional methods through the stat window. The tension reaches its peak as Korin condemns Seho's inefficient and morally reprehensible methods. The once trusted partnership now unravels in the face of conflicting ideologies, setting the stage for a tumultuous turn of events in their virtual journey. The confrontation between Korin Locke and Park Seho reaches a disturbing climax as Seho's sociopathic tendencies come to the forefront. Korin accuses him of using their partnership as a mere outlet for his violent inclinations. Seho, however, takes a menacing turn, his eyes glowing as he expresses an unsettling obsession with Korin. He demands to be Korin's everything, asserting dominance and control over his virtual world. Korin, bewildered and horrified, rejects this sudden shift in narrative, questioning why Seho is attempting to change the genre after 199 chapters of their shared journey. Seho reveals that he removed everything that could hinder their progress, including characters who could potentially get in the way of their future. The revelation hits Korin like a punch to the gut when he realizes the sinister motive behind the all-male party composition, Seho's twisted expression of love. Seho dismissively mentions that the other men in their party are just for appearance, and the only one he truly loves is Korin. Unable to comprehend the horror unfolding, Korin reacts with a punch to Seho's face, shedding tears of fear and disbelief. He voices his terror, revealing his own vulnerability in the face of the unexpected and terrifying revelation. Attempting to escape, Korin finds himself trapped by Seho's abilities, cementing the chilling reality that the virtual world has become a nightmarish manifestation of Seho's disturbed desires. The story takes a dark turn as Korin grapples with the realization that the game's narrative has been twisted into a horrifying new direction, with himself as the unwilling protagonist in a narrative he never signed up for. The harrowing encounter between Korin Lok and Park Seo-hoo takes a surreal turn as Seo-hoo, consumed by his twisted desires, traps Korin in an eternal nightmare. Seo-hoo, asserting his control, vows to keep Korin forever, claiming that in this fabricated world, Korin is the only real entity. Korin, terrified and repulsed, confronts the insanity unfolding before him. In a chilling sequence, Seo-hoo teleports Korin to an otherworldly plane, seemingly of his own creation. A mysterious system panel announces the opening of the last stage, marking a pivotal moment in their virtual saga. Korin, resigned to the seemingly inevitable outcome, contemplates Seo-hoo's history of single-handedly overcoming challenges. However, to his astonishment, the system panel delivers an unexpected verdict: player has died. Challenge failed. Suddenly, the narrative shifts, and Korin Lok finds himself waking up from bed, regressed to the first day he entered this virtual realm 3 years ago. The jarring realization dawns upon him as he contemplates the consequences of Seo-hoo's apparent defeat. The emotional impact hits hard, and Korin, fueled by anger and determination, vows to avenge himself. The chilling conclusion sets the stage for a new, perilous chapter in Korin's journey, one where the lines between reality and the virtual world blur, and the quest for vengeance takes center stage. As the virtual world continues to unravel, a new and ominous quest unfolds: the Ratian River flooding incident. Korin Lok, haunted by the memories of the water monster subjugation quest, recalls the devastating dam break that claimed the lives of countless villagers. In the midst of this tragedy, Park Seo-hoo's sinister delight emerges, his laughter echoing in the face of the catastrophic scene. Korin, reflecting on Seo-hoo's callous attitude, begins to comprehend the depths of his malevolence. Even in the face of mass death, Seo-hoo's focus remains on personal gain and the opportunity to monopolize experience points. The revelation of Seo-hoo's impending goal, to reach 100,000 kills, sends shivers down Korin's spine, solidifying the realization that he must stop this virtual devil. Despite the apparent power imbalance, Korin recognizes a window of opportunity. With both he and Seo-hoo at rank 5, the Merkaba Academy, a hub of player strength, becomes the focal point. The entrance ceremony is a mere 5 days away, marking the only chance to confront and potentially defeat Seo-hoo. The system panel introduces a crucial tutorial quest, plunging Korin into a dire situation where a carriage has broken down in a monster-infested forest. The mission is clear: protect the people and security guards until the carriage is fixed. The urgency of the quest aligns with Korin's newfound determination to thwart Seo-hoo's plans and prevent further atrocities in this twisted virtual reality. The stage is set for a high-stakes showdown as Korin embarks on a quest that goes beyond the confines of the game's narrative, fueled by a desire for justice and retribution. The quest takes an unexpected turn as the carriage's repairs are completed, and the group prepares to move forward. The conversation between the guy, girl, and Park Seo-hoo is lighthearted, with compliments exchanged for a job well done. However, the moment is shattered when a mysterious sound pierces the air, followed by a sudden attack, a wooden log thrown at the group. In the chaos, the guy reacts swiftly, pushing the girl, Laura, out of harm's way. The driver announces the completion of the repairs, urging them to continue their journey. However, a chilling revelation unfolds as Laura identifies the source of the disturbance: a werewolf. Korin Lok, observing the scene, laments his inability to prevent the unfolding tragedy, haunted by the thought that he could have saved these people with better preparation. The werewolf strikes, injuring Laura, prompting a desperate cry from the guy. In a selfless act, he urges Laura to board the carriage, assuring her that he will buy them some time. Park Seo-hoo encourages the group to leave, promising to catch up later. However, a mysterious woman in the vehicle objects, demanding Seo-hoo's presence. Seo-hoo, torn between the need to escape and the responsibility to help, refuses to abandon the injured guy, Leon. As the werewolf closes in on Leon, he instructs the group to run while he holds the creature back, enduring the pain inflicted upon him. The narrative intensifies as the characters grapple with danger and sacrifice, setting the stage for a dramatic and uncertain continuation of the quest. The scene unfolds with Corin Locke, torn between determining Park Seo-hoo's true nature, whether he is the prophesied hero or a possessed player like himself. As the werewolf approaches, Seo-hoo expresses awe at its size, and the tension rises as the creature prepares to strike. A mysterious voice intervenes, instructing Seo-hoo to get down. A figure wielding a sword emerges, revealed to be Alicia Arden, the second daughter of the influential Arden family. Alicia's presence is significant, possessing Odachi, one of the 6 King's swords, making her a formidable force in the game. However, the unexpected takes a dark turn as Park Seo-hoo, seemingly scared, pulls out a knife from his sleeve and proceeds to stab Alicia. Corin Locke, witnessing this betrayal, recalls the Easter egg that hinted at Alicia Arden's death event even in the tutorial episode. Seo-hoo, nonchalant and sarcastic, claims his actions were a result of nervousness, revealing a darker side to his character. Alicia, in shock and confusion, questions the betrayal, losing partial vision and shaking from the unexpected attack. The werewolf, undeterred, roars and attempts to attack Alicia Arden. The unfolding events plunge the narrative into a complex web of deception, betrayal, and hidden motives. Corin, now aware of Seo-hoo's true nature, must navigate the treacherous path ahead as the quest takes an unforeseen and perilous turn. The intricacies of the virtual world become more apparent as Corin Locke contemplates the potential consequences of Alicia Arden's death during the quest. He recognizes that if Alicia were to die, Park Seo-hoo would acquire Odachi, opening the door for him to join forces with Lunia Arden, a skilled swordswoman. The stakes are high as the unfolding events hold the key to shaping the narrative. Meanwhile, in the midst of the confrontation with the werewolf, Park Seo-hoo acknowledges Alicia's resilience, noting that the poison hasn't taken her life easily, possibly due to her status as a named NPC. Alicia, displaying remarkable skill, parries the werewolf's attacks, showcasing her perfect footwork. As the battle unfolds, Seo-hoo realizes that Alicia might defeat the werewolf on her own, prompting him to intervene. In a surprising move, he throws a poisoned dagger towards Alicia. However, Alicia, with her keen senses and skill, parries the attack with her sword. In that moment, Alicia realizes that Seo-hoo's attempt to kill her wasn't a mistake, it was intentional. The revelation adds another layer of complexity to the unfolding drama, as the characters grapple with betrayal, hidden motives, and the intricate dance of power within the virtual realm. Corin Locke, witnessing these events, is forced to confront the unpredictable and treacherous nature of the game, where alliances and allegiances are constantly shifting in the pursuit of personal gain and survival. The climactic battle with the werewolf concludes with Alicia's successful defense, defeating the formidable foe. However, the aftermath takes a dark turn as Park Seo-hoo seizes the opportunity to claim Odachi, triumphantly declaring its acquisition. The ominous revelation that this special gear is only usable with a special skill raises questions about Seo-hoo's intentions and the potential ramifications of his newfound power. In a shocking twist, Seo-hoo turns his attention towards Alicia, intending to kill her and potentially gain additional experience points. However, before he can carry out this treacherous act, a sudden bomb is thrown at him, disrupting his malicious intentions. Seo-hoo, wounded and enraged, demands the identity of the assailant. Mysterious one-horned monsters ambush him, revealing themselves as the culprits. Corin Locke, observing the chaos, recognizes the creatures as topanic mushrooms, forest monsters with a penchant for coated powder. The unexpected interference alters the course of events, introducing a new element of chaos into the unfolding narrative. As Seo-hoo grapples with the ambush, the quest takes an unpredictable turn, leaving both virtual and real-world consequences hanging in the balance. Korin Lok, caught in the midst of this turmoil, must navigate the shifting dynamics and alliances within the virtual realm as the story continues to unfold. As Park Seo-hoo struggles to fend off the onslaught of the topanic mushrooms, Korin Lok seizes the opportunity to intervene. Recognizing that in the eyes of the forest monsters, Seo-hoo is nothing but fresh meat marinated in tasty powder, the chaos unfolds. Seo-hoo, in desperation, attempts to repel the one-horned monsters, using aggressive language to assert dominance. In the midst of this chaos, Korin Lok intervenes to save Alicia Arden, ensuring that she remains alive amidst the turmoil. Grateful for her survival, Korin shifts his focus to the werewolf tooth, intending to claim the valuable item for himself. However, the situation takes a sudden turn when Seo-hoo, facing the unexpected intervention, confronts Korin with hostility. Pointing his sword at Korin, Seo-hoo demands to know his identity, questioning the newcomer's presence in the unfolding events. In a defiant and sarcastic response, Korin Lok reveals his identity, acknowledging the efficiency with which he dispatched the topanic mushrooms. The revelation that Korin is none other than Korin Lok surprises Seo-hoo, setting the stage for a potentially confrontational interaction between the two characters. The narrative takes an intriguing turn as alliances shift and tensions rise within the virtual world. Korin, now revealed to Seo-hoo, must navigate the aftermath of the ambush while dealing with the complexities of their virtual existence. In a tense confrontation, Park Seo-hoo confronts Korin Lok, expressing surprise at his unexpected presence. Korin, however, remains unfazed, contemplating whether Seo-hoo has lost his memories from before, a potential advantage for Korin. Capitalizing on Seo-hoo's confusion, Korin points out the flawed way Seo-hoo holds his sword. Seizing the opportunity, Korin throws sand into Seo-hoo's eyes, temporarily blinding him. Enraged, Seo-hoo blindly slashes with his sword, showcasing his physical prowess despite the momentary setback. Aware of Seo-hoo's superior physical abilities, Korin attacks strategically, focusing on the werewolf Fang, a symbol of their virtual world. The intensity of the battle heightens as Korin keeps up the assault, pushing Seo-hoo to the ground and stabbing him in the shoulder. Korin's internal monologue reveals his determination and the calculated nature of his actions. The narrative takes a dark turn as Korin attempts to deliver a fatal blow by aiming for Seo-hoo's neck. However, Seo-hoo, in a desperate defense, uses his hand to deflect Korin's knife, resulting in the weapon striking his palm. Undeterred, Korin channels more strength, managing to pierce Seo-hoo's neck through his arm. The scene unfolds with Seo-hoo crying out in pain as Korin achieves a significant victory. Korin's final thoughts reflect on the gravity of the situation. Despite the acknowledgement of getting stronger thanks to Seo-hoo, Korin remains resolute, seeing this act as the elimination of a monstrous threat, a decisive moment in their virtual lives. The narrative captures the complexity of the characters' interactions and the consequences of their actions within the virtual world. As the aftermath of the intense battle unfolds, the virtual world reacts to the death of Park Seo-hoo. The system panel indicates an error, acknowledging Seo-hoo's demise and initiating calculations to recommend the first best judgment world backup. In the process, the system examines potential, ideology, compatibility, and player logs, preparing to pass down the previous player's experience to Korin Lok. The system then begins the succession of the sub-player, identifying Korin as an AAA class knight, a martial master's successor, and designating him as a sub-player. Korin, intrigued by the prospect, wonders if this means he will finally receive a stat window. Amidst the virtual recalibration, Korin turns his attention to Alicia, who is in pain. Expressing concern, he asks if she's okay. Alicia, still recovering, reveals her distress, mentioning her inability to see and crying out in pain. In a surprising turn, Korin Lok engages in a conversation with Alicia, demonstrating a level of knowledge about her condition. Korin Lok notes symptoms such as dizziness, loss of smell, and ringing ears, prompting Alicia to express surprise at how Korin Lok knew about her state. The narrative continues to unveil layers of complexity within the virtual world, as characters grapple with the consequences of the recent events and the unfolding mysteries that shape their experiences. In the aftermath of the battle, Corin Locke's analytical mind assesses Alicia's condition. Recognizing the symptoms of the peacock tree frog's poison, he realizes that it's a dangerous substance to encounter at this point in the tutorial. Corin Locke, displaying a level of medical expertise, attempts to treat Alicia, relieving her from the immediate threat of the poison. Despite this relief, the werewolf fawn lodged in Alicia's body poses a new danger. Corin swiftly employs his skills, performing a technique to stop the bleeding and detoxify her system. Alicia, in pain, reacts to the treatment, prompting Corin to reassure her with his proficiency in these procedures. In a moment of resourcefulness, Corin glares at the lifeless body of Park Siho and suggests to Alicia to bite on his arm to endure the pain. It's a stark reminder of the consequences of their virtual actions and the harsh realities of the virtual world. Corin, reflecting on his return to the past and the act of killing a player, removes his shirt and uses it to tie off the bleeding spot, showcasing resourcefulness in the face of adversity. He contemplates the significance of saving a life, recognizing that he has altered the course of events in the virtual world. The narrative unfolds as Corin Locke, embodying the role of a seasoned player, takes charge of the situation. He proceeds to cook an antidote, determined to help Alicia overcome the effects of the poison. The scene highlights Corin's adaptability, medical expertise, and a newfound sense of purpose in this complex virtual reality. As Corin Locke tends to Alicia, he reassures her, stating that people don't die easily. When Alicia, in her weakened state, asks for his name, Corin Locke cryptically replies that she doesn't need to know and instructs her to rest. Using a wet cloth to cool her down, he promises to wake her once the antidote is ready. In his internal reflections, Corin Locke decides to keep his actions in the dark, understanding the importance of secrecy moving forward. He then shifts his attention to assessing the current situation. Reflecting on the game's overarching narrative, he contemplates the absence of the hero, Park Siho, who was supposed to fulfill a crucial role in defeating the final boss. The system panel designates Corin Locke as an AAA class knight, the martial master's successor, and a sub-player. However, when he attempts to access stats or inventory, the system denies him permission. Feeling the weight of his new role as a sub-player without the conveniences of a stat window, Corin Locke expresses disappointment. He acknowledges the difficulty of fulfilling a role without proper knowledge and laments the lack of access to player devices. Despite becoming a sub-player, Corin realizes the challenges ahead and contemplates the need to leverage external factors to navigate the intricate virtual world. The narrative paints a picture of Corin Locke's struggle with his newfound responsibilities and the limitations imposed on him in this complex virtual realm. Corin Locke, now aware of his changed status and responsibilities, demonstrates a unique ability he acquired during his past 3 years of training. He draws lines on the ground and activates a mechanism, indicating a level of mastery and knowledge beyond that of a typical game character. In a moment of reflection, Corin Locke delves into his past life, where he dedicated himself to magical pursuits. Specifically, he mentions his focus on runes, ancient letters imbued with magical powers. He reveals his intention to inscribe 3 specific runes, known as the Runes of the 3 Commandments, onto his body. Biting his finger to draw blood, Corin Locke begins the process of inscribing the first rune, which represents duty. This rune grants him additional powers when adhering to self-imposed oaths. However, he notes that these duties must be challenging and stable, ensuring that he follows them until the end to gain the maximum benefits. This scene highlights Corin Locke's commitment to unlocking and utilizing every available resource to navigate the virtual world effectively. Corin Locke proceeds to take the second oath, known as restraint. He declares that he does not perceive spirits, inscribing the corresponding rune on his right hand from his shoulder. This commandment has a unique effect, making astral beings, such as ghosts and spirits, unable to interact with him unless there's mutual recognition. The system panel confirms the activation of restraint and outlines the penalties for violating this oath. If Korin Lok disobeys the commandment, he will receive 600% damage against all subjects acting as opponents. However, there are benefits as well. The hit ratio against physical beings increases by plus 50%, while astral beings are entirely unable to affect him. Korin Lok's strategic use of these runes showcases his deep understanding of the game's mechanics and his commitment to leveraging every advantage available to him. As he moves on to the final rune, Oath, the anticipation builds for the unique powers and consequences it will bring. Having inscribed the runes of Duty and Restraint on his left and right hands, respectively, Korin Lok now proceeds to complete the set with the most significant of them all, Oath. Connecting both rune characters on his hands, he makes a profound declaration, vowing to save the world. In his reflections, Korin Lok acknowledges the risks associated with the Oath commandment, emphasizing that even Park Siho, who exploited every available system feature, ultimately failed. The weight and gravity of this commitment are evident as Korin Lok accepts the responsibility of seeking the greatest ambition, to save the world. With the completion of the Duty, Restraint, Oath commandments, the system panel affirms their application to the sub-player. The stern warning of inevitable death in case of oath violation adds a layer of intensity to Korin Lok's newfound powers. The stage is set for him to navigate the challenges ahead, armed with these unique and powerful commandments. Alicia, having just awakened in the Merkaba City Emergency Hospital, is inquiring about her current location. The nurse informs her about the hospital and mentions that her guardian has already left. Alicia, surprised by this revelation, attempts to move but is advised against it due to her condition. Concerned about her belongings, Alicia discovers her savior's item, still stained with blood. She questions the nurse about a place that sells honey bomb candy, to which the nurse suggests she only has stew for now. The scene shifts to Korin Lok's thoughts, recounting events 3 days after the tutorial quest during the Merkaba Academy's entrance ceremony. He checks his items and finds a letter from his family, urging him to become a protector of many. Korin Lok reflects on the contrast between himself and Park Siho, emphasizing the newfound love for his family and the world. The narrative skillfully weaves between Alicia and Korin Lok's perspectives, building intrigue and setting the stage for future developments. The scene transitions to the entrance of Merkaba Academy, where students are in awe of the numerous trains. A friendly girl greets them, introducing herself as a senior. She notices Korin Lok, remarking on his height and offering him a baked potato. Korin Lok, perplexed by the potato gesture, transitions to a place where students are on a train. A knowledgeable girl identifies the creation building, where magic students conduct their research. The narrative shifts to Korin Lok's thoughts about Mariette Dunilev, a first-class second-year mage, foreshadowing potential challenges and tragedies in her future. The suggestion that she might be the first act's final boss adds an intriguing layer to the story. Mariette bids farewell, distributing potatoes to the students for luck. The scene unfolds smoothly, blending character interactions, world building, and subtle hints at future events. The scene shifts to the interior of Merkaba Academy, where Korin Lok reflects on the space expansion magic that is beginning. Nearby students express confusion, questioning whether others can see what lies in front of them. A voice reassures them not to be flustered, revealing the familiar pattern of Old Man Hamen's boot camp style. Korin Lok's thoughts delve into the history of the world's battle against the evil tribe. The Guardian Academy, Merkaba, played a crucial role in developing superhumans capable of using aura and mana to combat the evil tribe. Professor Fermac Damon takes the stage, introducing himself as the one in charge of the new students' welcome ceremony. He acknowledges the students' likely aspirations to become knights or mages and mentions the certificates they received upon entering. Fermac Damon, displaying a no-nonsense attitude, decides to assess their abilities. System panels appear in front of every student, revealing their stats. Corin Locke's panel shows an aura rank of 680, mana rank of 120, and an overall rank of 6th rank, with 0 recorded abilities. Despite his impressive aura and mana ranks, Corin expresses boredom, highlighting his dissatisfaction with his physical stat. The narrative hints at the complexity and hierarchy within the academy, setting the stage for the students' evaluations. Professor Fermac Damon instructs the students to stand in front of the number sign corresponding to their overall rank. Corin Locke wonders about the 400 people cap, questioning if he is in the bottom 1%. Wishing the students luck in battle, Fermac Damon teleports them to a distant location. Meanwhile, teachers watch the students from afar, with the first teacher noting the presence of many diamonds in the rough. The second teacher suggests waiting to assess all students before measuring the first and second rank students. The second teacher mentally notes several outstanding students, including Alicia Arden, the granddaughter of the sword genius, Yule, a druid from Avelowin, Dran War Sky, a mercenary skilled in sword control, Chronoliden, a golem sorcerer, and the only first rank, the heavenly Yiksha, Waran. The second teacher questions the director's decision to enroll someone like Waran. The third teacher expresses doubt about testing the 6th ranks, suggesting that even the 5th ranks aren't looking great. The idea of discarding the incompetent 6th ranks is considered. The narrative builds anticipation for the upcoming assessments and reveals the potential challenges faced by lower-ranked students. Amidst the tension between the teachers, the second teacher expresses frustration, emphasizing the director's directive for all students to walk the path of learning. The third teacher reluctantly agrees to begin the assessments, snapping his fingers to initiate the process. The scene shifts to Corin, who notices a weapon case. The teachers announce that in 30 seconds, monsters will swarm, and students are urged to deal with as many as they can. Corin reflects on the unfriendly nature of the test, putting students in a situation with nothing and forcing them to fight monsters based on their level. As the countdown begins, Corin contemplates the likely actions of 5th and 6th rank students, expecting them to grab whatever they can, possibly a sword. Drawing from his past life's experience, Corin considers the effectiveness of different weapons. The countdown reaches its climax, and 3 short hound monsters appear. Choosing a spear, Corin launches an attack and successfully kills one of the hounds. He apologizes sarcastically while preparing for the remaining 2 hounds' attack, confident in his extensive experience dealing with such creatures. The scene ends, leaving readers eager to see how Corin handles the next challenge. Corin, with determination, effortlessly eliminates a pack of hounds within the 12-second time frame. Reflecting on past failures, Corin vows to surpass previous shortcomings and ascend through the ranks by overcoming all challenges. As the call for the next wave is made, Corin becomes anxious when nothing materializes, raising doubts about the system's integrity. Meanwhile, desperate pleas echo from other players in the trial, underscoring the intensity of the situation. The third teacher, a seasoned observer, scorns the struggling players, reminiscing about their own prowess in defeating monsters swiftly. Expressing disdain for 5th and 6th ranks, the teacher notices Corin Locke yawning, adding an element of intrigue to the unfolding events. A second attempt to summon monsters leads to confusion as the same creatures reappear. Corin, puzzled, questions the repetition, mirroring the bewilderment felt by the third teacher. Despite the challenges, Corin remains nonchalant, further surprising the teacher. The teacher's scrutiny intensifies as they express disbelief at Corin's seemingly lackadaisical attitude, hinting at a unique approach that sets Corin apart from the other participants in the trial. The confusion continues as the third teacher grapples with Corin's unorthodox behavior, questioning if the system is broken due to repeated summoning malfunctions. The fourth teacher, however, dismisses the idea, asserting Madame Josephine's flawless track record in magical tests over the past 2 decades. The third teacher remains skeptical, pointing out Corin's unexpected resilience, suggesting that the monsters aren't being summoned at all. The fourth teacher probes, asking if the third teacher witnessed the monsters not appearing, but the third teacher can't confirm, insisting it's a bug. Ignoring the debate, Corin voices frustration at the recurring appearance of the same monsters, expressing disbelief at the situation. Taking matters into their own hands, Corin swiftly eliminates 3 spawned hounds with spears, completing the round in an impressive 7.3 seconds, leaving the teachers in utter shock at the unexpected turn of events. The discrepancy between Corin's rapid success and the ongoing confusion intensifies the mystery surrounding the trial. The third teacher, shocked by Corin's record-breaking completion time of 7.3 seconds, urgently contacts Professor Fermac to verify the fastest records for the 3rd and 4th ranks. Fermac reports a time of 3 minutes and 30 seconds, prompting the third teacher to speculate about Corin's potential hunter lineage due to exceptional spear-throwing skills. In response, the teacher summons a 4th rank mat boar to challenge Corin. However, the tables turn when Corin astoundingly completes the round in a mere 3.7 seconds, leaving the teacher in disbelief. Unfazed, the teacher summons a more formidable opponent, a 3rd rank owlbear. In a display of rune magic, Corin utters, "Kenas," and incinerates the 3rd rank owlbear, showcasing a level of skill and power that defies expectations. The teacher, now realizing the formidable challenge Corin poses, acknowledges the difficulty ahead, setting the stage for further intrigue in the unfolding trial. The revelation of Corin's use of rune magic leaves the third teacher and other onlookers in shock, with Fermac expressing surprise at the mention of runes. Meanwhile, the third teacher's summoned owlbear attempts to survive the fiery onslaught but proves ineffective against Corin's strategy. Undeterred by the limited impact of the rune magic, Corin exploits the obscured vision caused by the flames and successfully lands a spear attack on the owlbear. The fourth teacher recognizes Corin as more than a typical 6th rank, expressing excitement at witnessing his potential in future battles against evil spirits. Looking ahead, the third teacher proposes moving on to the 5th rank evil spirit test, further highlighting the unique challenges Corin presents. Corin, however, reveals a limitation in his perception, explaining that he cannot sense or interfere with spirits due to a restraint penalty. In a surprising turn, Corin initiates a minute countdown, concluding it with a decision to give up, raising questions about the true nature of the test and Corin's objectives in the trial. After withdrawing from the evil spirit test, Corin Locke finds himself disqualified for the 4th and 3rd rank tests. The system panel announces new records for the monster test: 5th rank in 7.3 seconds, 4th rank mat boar in 3.7 seconds, and 3rd rank owlbear in 11 seconds. Approaching the third teacher, Corin nonchalantly commends the effort. The bewildered teacher wonders about Corin's mysterious nature. The scene shifts to a room where past players gather. 2 students discuss their results, with one failing and the other achieving a 3rd rank. The conversation hints at the challenges posed by owlbear and banshee. Corin Locke notices Jaeger Hinchpeter, a familiar face known for starting a fight at the story's beginning. Corin reflects on Jaeger's fate at the hands of Park Siho, and nearby players comment on the 5th rank students, highlighting their struggles against shorthounds and ghosts. Corin also recognizes Lark, a 5th rank student with a past marked by an inferiority complex. Corin reflects on Lark's fate in their past life, linking it to slander against Corin and Siho, emphasizing the consequences of their actions. The narrative builds intrigue around Corin's knowledge of past events and the connections between characters. The scene shifts to Academy Director Arya Kazar addressing the students. He emphasizes the pursuit of strength within the Academy, acknowledging that some are already powerful while others have a long journey ahead. He encourages students to find their own paths, noting that the academy is there to assist them in taking the correct first step. After the director's speech, students exit, and Jaeger Hinchpeter proudly declares himself the third-rank knight. However, his attention is diverted when he spots Lark, a fifth-rank student. Jaeger mocks Lark for his rank, taunting him for supposedly failing to defeat a ghost or a short hound. Korin Locke intervenes, distracting Jaeger by complimenting his tattoo and speculating about its practical uses, like indicating blood type for quick transfusions. Distracted by Korin's remarks, Jaeger is surprised that Korin knows so much. Jaeger reveals that his mother, a tattoo artist, created the tattoo for him. This unexpected encounter sets the stage for potential interactions and relationships among the characters in the academy. Jaeger opens up to Korin about the tattoo on the back of his neck, explaining that his mother, originally specializing in line work, created it in the old-school style at his request. Korin, feigning curiosity, praises Jaeger's mother and inquires about other tattoos. In Korin's thoughts, he reflects on his past life, remembering when Jaeger went missing, and Jaeger's mother came to the academy, emphasizing that the tattoos were not just for show but an expression of a parent's concern. Jaeger proudly reveals more tattoos, including one representing the Merkaba Academy. Korin expresses genuine admiration for the artwork, introducing himself as Korin Locke. Interested, Korin turns to the fifth-rank student and asks for his name. The nervous student, Lark, hesitates before introducing himself. Korin, finding amusement in the situation, laughs, creating a dynamic where he subtly conceals his knowledge of past events while engaging with the present interactions among the academy students. Alicia, observing the conversation from a distance, admires Korin's intervention to protect his colleague from bullying. She is impressed by his seemingly good nature and expresses her appreciation for his actions. Korin, in his thoughts, reflects on leaving a positive impression on Lark and discovers Lark's ability. Memorized, likely through his free skill book. Korin finds this discovery amusing, and his evil laughter is misinterpreted as pretty by Alicia. The scene concludes with Alicia pondering the kind of person Korin is, highlighting the intrigue surrounding Korin's character and the impressions he leaves on those around him. Korin Locke takes advantage of Merkaba Academy's free facilities, particularly favoring the training rooms. In these rooms, even seemingly impossible training becomes achievable, such as combat with spirit bodies invisible to Korin. Mariette observes Korin from a distance. Nearby students comment on Korin's unconventional use of spirit bodies for practice, noting that most students begin such training in their second semester. Rumors circulate about numerous second-year students struggling with catching even wind-type spirit bodies. However, Korin unexpectedly fails during his training, eliciting laughter and mockery from nearby students who highlight the challenges a first-year student faces when confronting spirit bodies. Undeterred, Korin questions his readiness for such challenges. An instructor approaches, acknowledging Korin as a freshman. Korin greets the instructor, setting the stage for potential guidance or further interaction within the academy's training facilities. The instructor questions Korin about his practice against the spirit body, and Korin explains that it's to enhance his spear skills. The instructor inquires about Korin's confidence, to which Korin confidently asserts that he will succeed. In Korin's thoughts, he sarcastically wonders why the instructor approached him out of the blue, considering if something went wrong during the entrance exam. The instructor, however, praises Korin's spirit and offers him 10 meal tickets. Excitedly, the instructor encourages Korin to find him for praise if he succeeds and leaves the room with laughter, leaving Korin to continue his training against the spirit body. This exchange adds an element of humor, an incentive to Korin's training routine in the academy. Korin, startled by the instructor's sudden praise and reward of meal tickets, feels a momentary nervousness. he reflects on the peculiar method of showing affection through food and wonders if it's a positive sign. Mariette continues to observe Korin from a distance as he resumes his training, displaying determination. However, Korin faces failure once more, falling to the ground in exhaustion. In a moment of frustration, he sighs. Mariette, appearing sympathetic, approaches Korin with a towel and offers him water. She inquires about the difficulty of his training, and Korin admits to the exhaustion. Mariette encourages him to take a break, assuring him that he'll improve with time and effort. Korin accepts the water, appreciating Mariette's support in his challenging training session. This interaction adds a supportive dynamic to Korin's character development within the academy setting. Korin's mind races with past memories and reflections. Flashbacks from 3 years ago, featuring Park Seo-hoo, flood his thoughts. Korin acknowledges the absence of his former companion, realizing that, unlike before, he now faces the challenges on his own. Expressing gratitude to Mariette for the water, Korin's determination becomes evident as he contemplates the idea of giving up later but emphasizes the current need to become the strongest. Resuming his training with renewed vigor, Korin pushes his limits. He reflects on the necessity of understanding his capabilities, even if it seems excessive, and tests the extent to which he can utilize abilities from his past. Korin engages in rigorous practice, employing various techniques to enhance his skills. In a moment of self-awareness, Korin recognizes his lack of a strong body, vast magical power, or a formidable aura. Despite possessing information about Park Seo-hoo and the future, he acknowledges the insufficiency of such knowledge in the face of monsters and prodigies. Undeterred, Korin continues his practice, employing different techniques to overcome his perceived limitations and grow stronger. This portrayal of Korin's determination and introspection adds depth to his character as he strives for self-improvement in the academy setting. Korin's thoughts echo with the determination to surpass monsters and geniuses by working harder than anyone else. He acknowledges that his past 3 years of effort will not betray him, emphasizing the relentless pursuit of improvement as the only self he possesses. In a surprising move, Korin launches the spear, momentarily causing confusion in Mariette's mind as she wonders if he's giving up. However, to her amazement, Korin skillfully catches the thrown spear, revealing that he had actually shot it to practice catching it again. With this unconventional technique, Korin successfully completes his training. Mariette, in awe of Korin's performance, finds conventional praise inadequate for him. She is shocked and impressed by Korin's skill and expresses her admiration, using words like "awesome" to describe his abilities. However, her astonishment is interrupted when Korin suddenly falls to the ground. Concerned, Mariette rushes to check on Korin, questioning his well-being. Korin, acknowledging his excessive efforts with his current body, reflects on the toll the rigorous training has taken on him. This scene captures Korin's dedication, innovation, and the physical strain he endures in his quest for strength, showcasing his complex character and the challenges he faces in his pursuit of greatness. The scene shifts to the next day at Merkaba Academy, where Mariette introduces the juniors to the school facilities. Korin, in the midst of Mariette's introduction, reflects on the urgency of raising his physical capabilities without relying on Park Seo-hoo's elixirs. He acknowledges that the commandments are the only way to achieve this and glares at Lark, emphasizing the importance of not turning a blind eye to others' misfortunes. Korin approaches Lark and greets him, offering to share a meal. In a secretive whisper, Korin suggests discussing grimoires during their conversation. Korin explains that a grimoire is essentially a skill book, a powerful artifact that grants corresponding magic or traits upon reading it. Despite the Academy's promotion of knowledge preservation, Korin sees it as a facade, believing the Academy exists to hide the grimoires. This sets the stage for potential collaboration between Korin and Lark, hinting at a shared interest in unlocking the hidden knowledge within the Academy. Corin's proactive approach to improve his abilities and delve into the mysteries of the Academy adds layers to the narrative, showcasing his strategic mindset and determination. Corin and Lark embark on a quest to search for grimoires in the Merkaba library. Corin, displaying a strategic mindset, uses the metaphor, "hide the tree in a forest," to emphasize the importance of discretion in their pursuit. Lark reluctantly agrees, urging Corin to keep his promise. Corin explains the conditions for obtaining a grimoire, emphasizing that fulfilling the requirements will grant access to the traits written on it. While Lark is known for his dedication and vast magical knowledge, Corin recognizes the limitations of relying solely on memorized spells and emphasizes the game-changing potential of grimoires. As they thoroughly search through books, Corin discards those deemed useless, highlighting the significance of a magician's level and mana level in achieving optimal results. Frustrated with the process, Lark urges Corin to stop playing around. However, Corin's determination leads them to the discovery of a hidden door, sparking Lark's surprise and curiosity. Despite Lark's initial shock, Corin encourages them to enter the hidden door, setting the stage for potential revelations and discoveries within the concealed depths of the Academy. Lark, catching up with Corin, joins him in entering the secret passageway. Once inside, Corin, with a serious demeanor, addresses Lark. Reminding him of the promise they made, Corin suggests working together and extends his hand for a shake. Lark, initially confused, eventually understands that Corin seeks his help in repelling evil spirits. However, the atmosphere changes abruptly when Corin unexpectedly punches Lark in the face. With an ominous expression, Corin hints at using Lark's knowledge for a darker purpose, leaving the scene on a mysterious and foreboding note. This unexpected turn introduces a layer of suspense and intrigue, raising questions about Corin's true intentions and the nature of their collaboration in exploring the hidden depths of the Academy. So what do you guys think will happen in next episode? Will Lark find out Corin Lark's past? Comment down below. See you in the next episode.